Have you ever dreamed of a huge, sparkly castle like in your favorite fairy tale? Guess what? There might be one for real. People everywhere are talking and wondering about a man named Vladimir Putin. They say he might have a secret, mega-huge treasure and even a magical castle. Some think he could be the richest man on the entire planet, with so many hidden pockets stuffed with shiny gold that nobody can find them all. It's like he has his own pirate treasure, but without the pirates. The reigning Tsar of Russia, high and mighty above the blurred lines of international politics, isn't merely an actor in the world stage. He is a mystery, a riddle enshrouded in whispers of a rumored fortune so head-spinning in its absurdity that it had become a myth. Little more than a whisper, a fairy tale shared between eager journalists and baffled inhabitants of the wide world, the shadow of massive wealth rapidly became a legend, traversing borders and dimensions to reach a point where one starts to doubt. Is the man in control of the mighty Russian Federation truly in possession of a treasure guarded by loyalty and belt-up contracts? In this daring venture into the heart of the legend, we will attempt to close the gaping chasm between whisper and stone-cold obscurity, the line between hearsay and the terrible truth of Vladimir Putin's treasury. Far removed from the glitz and glamour of familiar faces, be they of a prosperous entrepreneur or of the polished gem of a multimillionaire movie star, Putin's possible fortune does not wink back at us from tax statements or dance before our eyes in the pages of the Forbes magazine. If it exists, it remains wrapped in the dark mantle of political intrigue, obscured by a nearly impenetrable barrier of national security and governmental secrecy, sponsored by a Kremlin that insists that where there is smoke, there is no fire. But still, throughout the many darkened alleys of the world where governments fear to walk, and within the flickering light of the World Wide Web, a notion remains, a fortune great enough to be sponsor and master of whole countries. Reality, where one finds it, begins. But these are only talk points. Few people dare to speak out loud about the emperor, the crown for allegedly more than $200 billion, secretly promoting Putin to the post not only of a political demiurge, but the sealed cashier of our planet. And these fabulous digits are not just a guess. This fairy treasure is diligently collected by Podrazdelashkas, daring to violate the oath of silence and special techniques of investigators, following the cold shadow of thousands of routes leading in a capacious circle to the battlements of the Kremlin. But what cradle of overgrown gold is spoken of with Herculean labors? This is a secret treasure, legacy, and hunter in one, consisting of dark oil transactions, the city's most fashionable investment, the rare days of elegance and ultra-remote assets that are often more heard than seen. But since our story is, first of all, about investigation and mystery, it is not to the king that we reach out, but to the ghosts around the throne. Finally, in our riddles, a galaxy of faceless masters will be revealed, proxies. Think of them as a shadow artillery syndicate, the Guard Corps, or just a junior school mafia that has long gone beyond the sausage finger phase, but still dumped pools at the entrance. Because the Panama Papers have already briefly opened the curtain, showing that Putin's synod of blood concrete seemed to swim and bloom with opportunities far beyond the meaning of their official existence. However, the investigative ray felt to illuminate a certain Sergei Roldugin, a theremin band player whose bank solos are much more expensive to listen to than cello serenades. Undefinitely, Master Roldugin is not a musician, but a guardian of luxury towers. And there is one favorite tale from the retinue of the martyr. Initially, it is logical to speak of the legendary Putin Palace, an architectural Kremlin of its kind, resembling the Tsar, guarding mysteries, stellar dynamics, and, it seems, standing titanic, reckoning not so much money as galaxies in the field of his thoughts. It is known to be located somewhere on the Black Sea coast. Its value of around $1 billion is inferred. This is no longer a mansion, tennis court, or just a residence. This is a state in the state, which also includes a personal vineyard, a casino, where Tsar puts the tales of palace guards to the stake, even an underground hockey rink, as in the most chilling tales. Because of ice for the favorite sports of the sovereign, just like a real Tsar. And be that as it may, but the highest official, should not be linked to this Kremlin of the Renaissance by official lines. But leaked papers seem to ring differently, yet the hunt contains its own value beyond the mere search for truth. However elusive, Putin's treasure remains more than a metaphorical El Dorado.